Kahoolawe is the third island in the Hawaiian chain, but out of all of the islands, it has some of the darkest history. In 1941, the Japanese attacked Pearl Harbor, resulting in hundreds of deaths and the loss of multiple battleships. The next day, the American government declared martial law and began practice bombing Kahoolawe. The island had been used for many years by ranchers to feed cattle, so it was in a state of decay and no one lived there, giving the American government the perfect place for target practice. The American government used Kahoolawe for weapons testing and target practice for decades. They also used explosives to get rid of the goat population which had spread across the island. The largest weapons test to ever occur on Kahoolawe was Operation Sailor's Hat, which was one of the largest non-nuclear man-made explosions ever. Operation Sailor's Hat was created to demonstrate what nuclear bombs would do to Navy ships. This was done with 500 tons of TNT placed on the coast of Kahoolawe with anchored ships nearby. So I was wondering, how many times have you been to the island?
4 or 5. We're gonna go with 5.
Okay, 5. I'm gonna cross out the 4. So you've gone 5 different times.
Yeah.
What kind of training do you require to go over there?
The kua, or the main leaders over there, obviously you have to have your historical training, but then you also have to have your safety training, right? So there's the getting to the island part, right, which is your water safety. You know, we've took the Kaikanani over a couple times, but otherwise they take other fishing vessels like is it the Pualena Lena, or I can get you the other fishing boats, and they go over there, and then there's a Zodi crew which is in charge of the water safety aspect that helps get you onto shore, where then we utilize a chain method to get all the gear from the Zodiac onto shore. So I guess that's the first part of the training. And then obviously they need ordnance training. So the leadership has to know what they look like, where they're found, what areas not to go into. Obviously the erosion. They have to have their first aid training because we are over there. I have had a helicopter have to come over there and pick up someone one time. But we try to obviously take care of everybody as much as possible there, but there's no hospital, right? So once you're on this side of the island, you know, making sure that no one slips and breaks a leg or foot or ankle, or, you know. Yeah, and then your cultural training, right? Because you got to train for your chance to be allowed on the island and to be able to come off the island spiritually, right?
Yeah. Okay. Have you ever had an experience where you guys found live ordnance?
Small bit, and it was probably not from the target practice. It was probably from the eradication of the goats, because that's a big part of that island's history. Is after it was, you know, the center point of the Hawaiian voyaging community. It was then, you know, then the Hawaiians had put 2 goats there, and 2 goats became tens of thousands of goats, right? And that during that process, they ate away at all vegetation, right?
Yeah.
So then when they added the bombs on there, then there was nothing for the plants or the water or anything to stick to. And that's why you see that, I can see the island from here.
Yeah.
That red pan clay, that real hard stuff that nothing really grows into, right?
Mhm.
So
Yeah. So when you guys encountered live ordnance, was ever like it gets scary?
no, it was it was just like literally just little small ordnance. I haven't seen anything large. There is a booklet over there of larger stuff that they have found. Um, but it's not. It doesn't really cross my mind over there of that. It's basically about just staying hydrated, staying away from the heat because it's really hot over there.
Yeah.
And we're over there. We do a lot of work over there, whether it's planting or restoring trails or taking out invasives or cleaning garbage. Taking some of the garbage off the shore and utilizing it as erosion control.
Okay.
And then also like the one time we went during COVID, there was a lot of cleanup to do because it had been sitting for so long, right? Cleaning gutters and stuff like that for the shade structure. Um, Taking care of the main base and making sure the water filtration system is working and everything. So, and not the whole island has been cleaned, right? There's certain parts of it that they just cleaned from post to post, and you got to stay in between those posts.
Yes.
And then on the outside, there may or may not be, but they've found a good amount. Normally, it's large shells.
Yeah, I've done some research about that because they had just battleships just firing on the shore and
Yeah.
things like that.
Also in the water, it hasn't been cleared in the water. We do get, that's how we bathe. You bathe in the water out there. There's no like running water, so you have to use ocean water. The only mammals are on there are cats and mice. Lots and lots of mice.
It's funny how it's just cats, just mice. There's nothing to eat the cats.
Nothing to eat the cats, and there's really not. There's so many mice that they'll be there forever, probably. We had a large rainstorm where we had flash flooding, and just to see how we all came together to get everybody out of there safe was probably the most meaningful thing because some of us didn't even know each other. Most of us didn't. I mean, it was like half and half, and I guess the most meaningful was just how people that just met 3 days prior became so close and took care of each other in that kind of situation. The flash flooding, the rivers that were flowing through there, the temperature, the cold, the heavy surf that was required to get everybody onto the boat,
Mm-hmm.
and everybody getting out of there safely. So I guess flying around above us. Yeah, and then all the Ava birds that were flying above us on that trip, which are kind of protectors and kind of a guiding. I don't want to call them a light, but a guiding light for safety. So
What do you mean by safety? It's like
the Ava birds, the big Ava birds, the ones that fly, right? They are known for safety, protection, and guidance in the Hawaiian culture.
because of years of decay and destruction, Kahoolawe may never be the same. But because of the hard work put in by volunteers, it may one day be restored to what it once was.